Hello and welcome to Democracy in Action. Like we usually say, Nigeria is on the move again. Let's borrow from Chief MKO Abiola of blessed memory. We are moving towards 2027 and we're talking about democracy. And there are always ingredients of democracy, elections, campaigns, and all that stuff. There are also institutions that help in terms of ensuring that there is peace. Elections are also conducted the way they ought to be. We want to talk of the Independent National Electoral Commission. We want to talk about the political parties. But very, very key to all of this are members of the police force. Are they being given what they ought to have and when they ought to have it, either in service or out of service? These and more are the things we want to discuss on Third Eye Africa TV, and the program is, once again, Democracy in Action. My name is Ben Adam Shaman, your regular host, and we have a guest who all the while served the Nigerian police force. And of course, the police, members of this police force, this caliber, those who have retired, are busy looking for the dividends of democracy. These dividends of democracy imply their own pension. After service, what next? We want to discuss this with Alhaji Mannir Lawal Zaria, a retired CSP, Chief Superintendent of Police, Nigeria Police Force. He served this country so much, and today they are feeling, look, the Nigerian government, they ought to give this caliber of people what they deserve, having served with merit, so to speak. So I want to welcome you to Third Eye Africa TV.
Well, welcome. Thank you very much.
So far, how will you say the members of the Nigerian police force are faring, especially those who have retired?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about the aspect of police after retirement. In fact, a police officer who retired as from 2007 to present is just like he has been already set on a death sentence, because gradually the poverty is moving us to grave, in the sense that right from time we are not given what we are supposed to be given by engaging us in a pension scheme called contributory pension scheme, which is a direct opposite of the scheme that we were employed under it. That is the defined benefit scheme. For reasons best known to the government, we woke up one day in 2004, we discovered that the federal government has decided to change the pension scheme from the defined benefit scheme to contributory pension scheme without contacting or hearing from us whether we agree or we did not agree, because that's how it's supposed to be, based on the fact that our pension is our hard-earned money that we have labored for. So before the government take any decision on such type of money, at least the owners are supposed to be contacted to whether or not they are interested or not. But unfortunately, in our own case, the government forced us to the system, and the system is killing to us. That's what I can say briefly.
Okay. Now, in terms of this present scheme,
Yes.
Contributory pension scheme,
Yes.
how injurious, how bad is it? Let me put it bluntly that way. How bad is it to the members of the Nigerian police force?
Thank you very much. In fact, if there is any name that I can call it more than the disaster, it is what I will call this scheme, in the sense that, number one, the system started or was introduced in 2004. Okay, this 2004, many of us have served 20 years, 33 years, 34 years, then they call it contributory, which means that on retirement, you can be given only what you contributed while in service. Okay, somebody who is supposed to serve for 35 years, then a system was introduced after he has served 33 years, which means he has 2 years to go on retirement, and he was forced into that scheme. So automatically you will see that many of us contributed for 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, and so on, which is against the Constitution, because the Constitution says we should be given pension and gratuity. But this time around, this scheme, they will not give you gratuity. They will end up giving you what is called lump sum. And when we say this lump sum, what is lump sum? Lump sum is a device whereby whatever a service member contributed while in service, because the money comes from his or her salary, because the government will give some percentage, then some percentage will be deducted from the officer's salary. Then at the end of the day, the whole of this money will be calculated and divided into 100%. Then out of this, only 25% will be given to a retiree, while the remaining 75% will be retained by the company that is handling the pension of such an officer. And this company, they will be marketing with the money, generating dividends, of which kobo is not being added to the real owners of the money. So that is the problem. Then at the end of the day, every month, instead of somebody to be given enough money to cater for himself and his family, at the end of the day, they will end up giving you 32,000, 40,000, even some were given 22,000. So right from the beginning, you are not given anything reasonable. Then when you started collecting the monthly peanut, there's nothing to write home about. Already, after this engagement, you spend 1.5 years, no pension, no lump sum, no gratuity, nothing, until after 1.5 years that we were given this meager amount. So when you look at it carefully, you will see that automatically the system has been set as a trap as a death trap to the police retirees, not as a pension or gratuity.
Now, let's get this right.
Yes.
Like this contributory pension scheme you're talking about.
Yes.
And you can imagine, like you said, someone has served for 33 years.
Yes.
Now, a new system came, they call it contributory pension.
Very good.
Where do you contribute? Government will send a counterpart funding.
Yes.
Meaning that that person contributed maybe 2 years.
Yes.
And so, I mean, how has that been corrected or not corrected?
That is why, since for the past 16 years, we have been struggling to alert the government that this mistake should be corrected. But unfortunately, the government is closing eye to our demand, because right from the beginning, we have been cheated. Because as you rightly pointed out, by the time that scheme was introduced, many of us have sat for a quite number of years. So that was the mistake. If government want to correct these abnormalities, is that the police should be exited from the contributory pension scheme. Because if they want to put it into effect, it's supposed to be in the way that any person who is employed as from 2005, then he can be considered for the contributory pension scheme. But any officer employed prior to 2005, the scheme is a scam to him, not something to write home about. And within these 16 years, the government has been deceived by some agents, like our senior police officers. That's number one. Then number two, we have the DG Pencom. Then number 3, we have the administrators of the 21 companies, that the fund administrators. They teamed together. They are the people who have been deceiving the federal government time immemorial when this our agitation started.
Yes. You see, you have called the word deceive.
Yes.
3 times or about 4 times now.
Yes.
And I want us to define this,
Yes.
because this could be an allegation.
Yes.
How are they deceiving government?
Very good. They are deceiving government in different ways. In the form of propaganda, they will be telling the government that if the police are exited from the contributory pension scheme, the government is likely to spend about 7 trillion before they can be able to cater for the retirees. But I call it deceit because the government is not a government that doesn't know what they are doing. To prove what I'm saying is that just of recent, 2 years or 1 year ago, the government approved 758 billion naira as a pension backlog to settle the arrears of pensioners who retired as from 2004 to present. So this figure did not come to government from heaven. The government made a research. If police are to be exited, how much will it cost to exit the police from the contributory pension scheme? So that was why the government carried out that research, and the figure amounted to 758 billion. So this is a clear evidence, because all papers, medias, they have carried this news that the federal government has approved 758 billion as a pension backlog to settle the pensioners. So with this, I am proving to you that the people I'm accusing them, I'm not accusing them blindly. They are propaganding to the government so that the government will dance to their tune. Then, in the same vein, they will tell the government that the number of police is over 500,000, which is very wrong. They used to give the government a wrong figure of the total number of serving and retired police officers. Then number 3, police can never go on retirement at the same time. There must be police till the end of the world. And the retirement is a gradual process. It's not something that one day we wake up and say all the policemen have gone on retirement. No. So that is why I'm telling you that these people are misleading the government and are deceiving the government by giving wrong figure of the number of the police, and by giving a high amount which is contrary to the real figure that's supposed to be used by the government. So I don't understand. Maybe you understand where I'm heading to.
No, there's also this. We've seen a number of protests in the streets here in Abuja.
Yes.
And to the extent that many of the retired police pensioners association felt they should even confront those in uniform. Why was it so?
We call it a mistake of fact, because I could remember I have seen a video where one civilian was accusing and blaming the serving police officers by saying that instead of them to support the police retirees that they are fighting for their benefit of retirement, they end up challenging the police, which is very wrong. It's a civilian who was making this statement in the video. So actually what you are saying, those in serving, they acted very wrong, but it is not all of them. Many of them are supporting us indirectly, because once you are in service, you are restricted to some action. So that is why sometimes they cannot come openly and support us. But many of them who knows what they are doing, they are giving us support while we are on this type of protest. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, there was also a time that there appeared to be some kind of confrontation between the pensioners and those still in service,
Yes.
with tear gas being thrown at a point.
No. That was never a time. All the protests that we have been carrying out in Abuja, there was never a time tear gas was used on us, because it's good to say the truth.
So it's mere allegation.
It's mere allegation. The only protest that I remember tear gas was used was when the federal government warned Sowore not to carry out that protest in support of Nnamdi Kanu. So he was warned to suspend that protest, but Sowore insisted that he must carry out that protest. So that was the only protest I know that tear gas was used. But we, the retirees, okay, what can even warrant tear gas in our own case? Because we are not armed, we are not violent, we are not going contrary to the Constitution. So the question of tear gassing us does not even arise. So there was never a time tear gas was used on us throughout the number of protests that we carried out in Abuja.
So you are peaceful.
Yes, our protest is always peaceful.
Now, so what is your demand now? Well, if you were to list them, a kind of a shopping list.
Yes.
If you said this is the IG or this is the commissioner of, the Minister of Police Affairs,
yes.
or chairman of Police Service Commission,
yes.
what would be on your list agenda in terms of demands to better the loads or to solve the problems of our retired or pensioners?
Okay, if I'm to be given such opportunity, my number one priority is for the president to fast track the signing of this police exit bill that warrants exiting the police from the contributory pension scheme and warrant establishing the Nigerian Police Pension Board. That is number one. Then number two, we want the federal government to, with immediate effect, after the signing of the bill, all our money that have been confiscated and with the various pension companies to be immediately given back to the police or retired police officers so that their life will be viable. Then number three, we want the federal government to make sure that the salary of the serving members and other benefits is increased so that they can perform very well, because whether we retire or not, a police is a police, and security is number one aspect. Without security, nobody can be able to perform his or her own duty. So that is why it is necessary for the federal government to make sure that the serving police are well paid so that there will be absolute security nationwide, because without security, there cannot be election, taxi driver cannot drive, nurses cannot go to hospital, all the workers, nobody can be able to operate. Even the NNPC that they are bossing, they are this and that, they cannot go on an operation if there is no security. So that is why security is supposed to be number one. But unfortunately, the federal government is showing some laxities. That is why you can see that the insurgency in the country, nobody can say exactly what is happening, because for the past 16 years, Nigeria has been experiencing this insurgency, which started from northeast. Now it has spread into even northwest, everywhere. All the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, there is no zone that is not having a security threat. So the government should think twice immediately to make sure that police are well paid. I'm sure if the police are well paid, all this insecurity will be minimized, inshallah.
Yes.
Because I have been on foreign mission, I saw how the UN used to kit the police. That is why in such operation you will see that Nigerian police will always used to be number one. as far as service is concerned, because everything you need is there. So that's how it's supposed to be.
But when you come home, everything is...
No. Nothing to write home about.
Now, in your statement just recently,
Yes.
you said among your shopping list, if I put it that
Yes.
way, the release of confiscated funds.
Yes.
So who confiscated it, and which money is that?
Very good. The federal government confiscated our money in the sense that we are all matured, we are adult, we know how to spend money. And the contributory pension scheme, the money drive, a part was from the government and part from our hard-earned salary. That's what they contributed and call it contributory pension scheme. So why I say confiscated, as I'm talking with you now, I don't have anything at home, nothing. But in my retirement salary account, I have a balance of over 6 million. Then this 6 million, I cannot borrow. I cannot withdraw from it. I cannot do anything with it apart from the company that is managing my pension. So that is why I say it's a confiscated money, because you are dying in hunger. You are having 6 million that you cannot be able to have access to it. I don't know which sense is this type of situation making. Somebody who is over 60 years, he cannot be able to manage his own money. It is somebody that a civilian will be forced to be using your money after retirement. Then you are dying in hunger, and you have 6 million that you cannot be able to use it. So I don't know whether you get me right.
I got. Now you have this pension fund administrators or administration.
Yes.
The PFAs.
Yes.
Now, so to what extent will you say members of your association, Retired Police Pensioners Association, to what extent will you say there is a kind of a talk to ensure that, look, this is dealt with? Apart from that, to what extent will you say, okay, let us begin to look at the lawmakers? What can they do to ensure things are better? Why will someone have money in an account and there is a law that they say, no, you can't have this. You want to build a house, you can't. Some people are sick, you can't pay. Some people, are still living in a rented apartment, yet they have money. So how can we overcome this?
That is why the only way we can overcome it is for us to be exited from the contributory pension scheme, because no matter reform they are going to do, as far as I'm concerned, it will not serve our purpose. So that is why we are appealing to the government to remove the Nigerian police from the contributory pension scheme, because initially we were not under this scheme. It was later borrowed from Malaysia, Chile, and even in Chile, they were not. They did not include their military and the police. They were not included in the contributory pension scheme. But coming to Nigeria, reverse is the case. So there is nothing that the government will do to favor us, rather than for the president to sign this bill, because the members of the House of Assembly deem it fit that unless the police are exited from the contributory pension scheme before their welfare package will be something to write home about. So that was why they managed and passed the bill, because before they passed the bill, the process include what we call public hearing. Okay, during this public hearing, the whole thing used to be compared and contrast. So at the end of the day, when they compare and contrast our salary or take home, monthly take home, with that of the military that have been exited and DSS, they were shocked. They couldn't believe it during the public hearing. They couldn't believe it. A captain in the military will go home with 18 million pension, then 250,000 monthly payment. Then the same rank in the police, that is DSP, will be given 1.6 million as a gratuity. Then monthly take home 32,000. So that was why during the public hearing, the members of the House Assembly, they were shocked. So that was why they
The House of Representatives?
all of them. So that was why they have the courage to make sure that the police are exited from the contributory pension scheme, because they have seen it glaring with their eyes that the injustice, the imbalance is too much. So that was why the House of Reps and the Senate came together and passed the bill to exit the police from the contributory pension scheme and establish a resound police, a Nigerian police pension board that will be taking care of anything pertaining pension of the retired police officers.
Let paint to Nigerian viewers and listeners, even to the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senate President Akpabio, even the Minister of, the Chief Justice of the Federation, Kekereukun.
Yes.
Paint to them and Nigerians generally how a retired police officer or other rank is living his life or her life. As per life in general.
I get you. It's terrible. It's disheartening because we are only living at the mercy of the Almighty Allah. Because if not, our condition has been deteriorated too much in the sense that we are behaving like beggars. We beg from friends, we beg from brothers, we beg from ordinary civilians, we beg from other serving members. So automatically, our life, we are not happy throughout, because sometimes we used to hide ourselves. We don't want even people to know that we are retired police officers, because the condition we found ourselves is unbearable. If you are sick, you cannot be able to treat yourself, talk less of your family. To eat is a problem. You cannot have 3 square meals at a day. This time around, we're not talking of diet and protein or any type of food. To get it is a problem. Then most of our children, they have been withdrawn from schools, ranging from nursery to tertiary institutions. They have all been withdrawn because of the fact that we cannot be able to pay for their school fees. So these are some of the examples that can be able to tell you that we, the retirees, under the contributory pension scheme that we are passing, it's a killing. The scheme is killing. And we are shouting, we are crying, but the government seems as if they are not hearing us. So the condition, in fact, is very, very critical. We are in a very, very critical condition. The life is boring. Sometimes we used to refer, having been that we die, it should have been better, because when you live, you cannot be able to perform. I think sometimes you will be thinking that if you die, it should have been better for you.
Well, people will say, once there is life, there is hope. Yeah. And one thing that has kept the Nigerian going, that spirit of tomorrow will be better. Exactly. And probably with your plea now, the Nigerian authorities will be listening. Even as we shall come to discuss, Nigeria is moving towards elections 2027. Yes. What will be the role of the Nigerian police? Because they have to maintain what we call internal security for Nigeria. The program is Democracy in Action, and you are on to Third Eye Africa TV. My name is Ben Adam Shaman, and our guest is Mannir Lawal Zaria, and of course, he's heading the pensioners, the police retired police pensioners association in Kaduna State, and he's from Zaria, and he's here with us. National. Oh, you are now the national coordinator.
Yes, and at the same time, chairman Kaduna chapter.
Okay. Thank you for all those corrections. Yes. We'll come to that as we go on this very short break.
Crime is changing, so is the next generation changing. The next generation brings you with voices, and real action and real stories. Stay alert, stay informed, and stay empowered with the next generation. Across our streets and communities, young Nigerians are taking a stand, using innovation, awareness, and unity to build a safer tomorrow. Witness young leaders, innovators, and change makers as they step into the spotlight. From community projects to breakthrough ideas, see the passion, the struggle, and the success. From neighborhood patrol to digital safety, we spotlight the youth shaping a more secure nation. Coming to you soon on TED Eye TV.
Welcome back. Our guest has been Mannir Lawal Azaria, a former police officer, and we've been talking the role of police. I mean, we've been talking about their pension, their rights, and all that stuff. But today we want to also look at we are moving towards democratic elections in this country. What will be the role of the police? But first of all, let's hear what Nigerians have been talking about pensions and the rights of pensioners generally.
With the recent situations going around, I think is disheartening to say the least, because usually there's a process to employment and thereafter retirement. For a civil servant or a public servant who has spent decades in the service to his fatherland, and at the end of the day, you have to struggle for what is yours. If I remember correctly, while in secondary school, there were people that died outside the offices of their pension officers because they couldn't take care of their family, or families, they couldn't take care of themselves. So they left their states or their place of dwelling to stage protests countless times in this country. And just of recent, there's a policewoman that made rounds that went to protests. It's just is disheartening, like I said earlier, because at the end of the day, a worker is due his wages. So basically, that's just it's disheartening.
They are being neglected by the government, and it's more or less like looking as if they've been used and dumped. So I think the government and people in power and people that are in places to make those and such kind of thing work should actually do that.
People that are working in Pencom.
Yes, people that are working in Pencom. Yeah. They should try as much as possible to
Upgrade.
yes, to upgrade and make sure that these people are being cared for, because in the next how many years to you also be a pensioner. So I feel the government should actually take them because they are our citizens. So I feel the government should actually put them in a very high position whenever they are making their decisions, because they are the ones to still advise and keep the country still running.
Situation is horrible because many pensioners, because maybe due to one reason or the other, or I would say that the pension system is still evolving in Nigeria. A lot of them are not getting their due as at when due. And as a result, there are a lot of crises, family crises, financial crises, and even health crisis that hits them immediately they leave service. So I think it's a very big problem that government should look at it as an emergency situation. It's not just saying that doing the normal. They need to go beyond doing the normal to see how the problem can be mitigated or reduced.
In fact, all Nigerians are sympathizing. Initially, many Nigerians, they don't know the type of suffering that retired police officers are passing through until when we start coming out on protest. Then that was the time the general public begin to understand really, yes, the police retirees are passing serious economic hardship. So that is why we begin to have many sympathizers. We have people like Sowore, the dark man, Dambello, a flag boy, who have been very vibrant all the time. We call him one-man squad. You will see him alone, carrying a big flag, fighting against the ill maltreatment against the police retirees and the serving members. So it is as a result of our agitation that enlighten this group of people that I have just mentioned to be bold in coming out to support the police against their fight to have a better retirement benefit.
Okay. Now, Nigeria is planning to have elections next year, presidential, national, so to speak. Then you go to states and even local governments in some states. So, not just pensioners, the police, the role of the police to ensure that there is a stable democracy. So, what will be the roles now?
That's why I'm saying that the federal government is playing with fire, because police is the backbone of internal security, and time immemorial, police have been making sure that we have a free and fair election. But the mistake the government is making now that election is approaching, retired police officers are on protest against the being under the contributory pension scheme. So if the government is serious that they want to have free and fair election, they should immediately exit the police from the contributory pension scheme. Immediately this is done, it will boost the morale of the serving members. Then the serving members now will be assured of what they are going to do, because they will have no any fear now that if they go on retirement, this is how they are going to suffer the way they have seen us suffering. But if the federal government refuses to exit the police from the contributory pension scheme, I am not boasting and I'm not praying bad for the government, but there is going to be a problem.
What kind of problem is that?
Yeah, very good. The retired police officers goes with the serving members, because any serving member knows that he is going on retirement sooner or later. Okay, as election is coming, they are seeing us begging the federal government to exit us from the contributory pension scheme. Okay, number one, we ourselves, we have a large number of votes, in the sense that all the states in this federation, we have retired police officers. We have children, we have wives, we have families. So even our number is something to write home about. As a chairman now, national coordinator, if I wake up one day and say, okay, we held a meeting secretly, all of us, we are going to vote for the ruling party, it's something. Then we will plead to the serving members to support also the federal government. Then you will see that there will be no problem. But when reverse is the case, that is where I'm fearing that the federal government may have some lapses somewhere that can lead to their failure, because the retirees with their large number of their families may not vote for the ruling party. Then the serving policemen will be annoyed with the government. Say, okay, why is it that election is coming and the federal government refused to exit the police from the contributory pension scheme? Okay, if that is the case, I too, I will revenge. A serving police member will see rigging against the ruling party. He will do like this as if he did not see it. But If he have he know that we have been exited, nothing wrong that will happen is in present, then he will not take action. So that is why I'm telling the federal government that I'm advising them to make sure that they exit the police from the contributory pension scheme, or else another thing will happen. Because the retirees will not vote for the ruling party. The serving members will turn against them, because even if a serving member did not come out openly and support, or did not show his support, there are a lot of things that he can do to help the government. For instance, the example I gave, our Nigerians, we are too good in rigging. We are too good in breaking laws during election. Okay, if the serving members are not contented with the attitude of the federal government, all these simple rules and regulations during the election, the serving police can overlook them. Then when they overlook them, how can there be free and fair election?
But some people will just say, okay, Alhaji Mannir just spoke his mind. I mean, he didn't speak our mind. So what do you say about that? Some will believe, look, they still can vote for anybody. What do you think?
You mean our...
Yes, your members.
Our members?
Yes.
No,
is your voice a law that they must follow?
We are united. We are cooperating among ourselves.
But all you want is your welfare.
Yes.
With Nigeria first.
I'm proudly talking about welfare. 100% I know if the police are exited from the contributory pension scheme, take it from me, I'll retire Sesi Mannir Lawal area. I promise you I can convince all our members to vote for the ruling party. Take it from me.
A very big...
The moment the federal government exits the police from the contributory pension scheme, where I will hold for a general meeting nationwide that this is what retired police officers should do, and nobody will go against my directives. So that is why it is very good for the federal government to make sure that they exit the police from the contributory pension scheme before it is too late.
Now, here you told us how you also have served abroad in terms of peacekeeping.
Yes.
and all that. So what was your experience like that you would want to be brought to the table here in Nigeria by way of comparison? I can see you are laughing.
Yes, because when I compare serving under the United Nations and serving under the Nigerian police, that's what makes me to laugh. Because when we are serving the United Nations in Cambodia, anything you think of, logistic, it is there for you. To tell you, to cut story short, even fuel, you don't buy fuel, you don't buy engine oil, you don't pay for servicing of a vehicle. All these things are done periodically and automatically. If you need 1 gallon of engine oil, you just go and sign. If you want a car, new car, or a Hilux, you want to go on operation, it's just a question of just go and sign. The fuel, we have a UN filling station. You just drive to the park station. If you want full tank, they will fill it. If you want half tank, that's what they will serve you. Whatever you want, it is there ready for you. So that was why when we were there, we started performing like we are mad, because everything we need is there, contrary to Nigeria.
So what kind of DPO in Nigeria? What do you think is the experience of a DPO in Nigeria today is in terms of what you have described in Cambodia?
No. It's very, very unfair. In Nigeria, a DPO will be given 30,000 overhead, 30,000 naira. That is the overhead cost for a year. Okay, how can the DPO run a station with 30,000? But when we're under the United Nations service, nothing of this nature. Anything you think of you want, it is there for you already. It's not that you go and look for it. It is there for you already. Unlike Nigeria. But there, everything you think that you are going to use, they have gathered it for you. Your own is just to use it. So that was why our performance was above average when we are under the United Nations.
But all the same, you have a hope in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, as time goes on, maybe things will change, because when we say Allah, nothing Allah cannot do. So maybe with time, the Almighty Allah may touch the hearts of the Nigerian leaders, so that they will turn to doing good thing, or what they are supposed to be doing. They will make sure that they are doing it. But if not,
or the hearts of all Nigerians.
Yes.
Because there has to be leaders and there has to be a delay.
Exactly. No, normally people are making mistake. When people are saying that police are corrupt, they have forgotten that if police are corrupt, they are the ones that are corrupt, because a police will not come and force you to give him corruption or a bribery, because most of the people are criminals. So when they commit offense, instead of them to allow the police to take the law to its course by charging such criminals to court, that is when you start seeing big men trooping into the station, begging the police that they don't want this case to go to court. They don't want this case to go to court. Like play. Then at the end of the day, then arrangement will begin. Okay, here, who is corrupt? Is it the police or the society? So that is the mistake people are making. If the society is good, the police must be good. If the society is corrupt, police must be corrupt. But most of the time, Nigerians, they used to think negatively. They will only blame police. Then they exonerate themselves from the blame. Because if you are good, police will be good. If you are bad, police will be bad. So that is the theory.
Yes. And it is here that we have to end this program, Democracy in Action. And we've been talking with a former police officer who is leading the police pensioners in this country to ensure that there is better life for them. I'm talking of Alhaji Mannir Lawal Zaria. Thank you for coming to Third Eye Africa TV.
Thank you very much.
And my name is Ben Shaman, and we remain proudly Nigerians, as we say. Let's keep on moving positively for Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Till we meet again, it's bye for now. My name, once again, is Ben Adam Shama.